I've observed over the years that a lot of people enjoy comedy. I suppose because when something makes you laugh, you temporarily forget about how awful life is. But what can you do when you want to laugh, but there's no professionally made comedy available to help you? Here are my tips on how to construct your own comedy from basic everyday information. Number 1. Innuendo, or double entendre to give it its Latin name, is a very effective way of giving yourself a chuckle, and it's very easy to use. All you need is a word or phrase that you can willfully misinterpret as having a sexual or scatological meaning, and those phrases are always available. Like your mum. That was an example, of course, of what I'm describing. That was innuendo. I don't actually mean your mum is literally available at all times for whatever you were imagining her to be available for. For all I know, your mum might be dead. Which, well, I suppose it's possible that might actually increase her availability, depending on the accessibility of the remains. Although, how her corpse was disposed of would also have implications vis-a-vis the actual use one could make of... You know what, I'm going to move on. Number 2. They famously say that comedy equals tragedy plus time. And so, well, actually, going back to what I was just saying, if your mum has recently died, that previous section, and this one, are not likely to be particularly amusing to you. But if a good amount of time has passed, then the tragedy of your mother's death has the potential to become a cause for mirth. Or perhaps not. The thing about comedy is that it's very subjective. Which brings me to number 3, laughing at stereotypes. As noted comedy critic Paula Dean recently said, most jokes are about Jewish people, rednecks, black folk. She doesn't provide an exhaustive list of the groups most jokes are about, but I think we can safely say that she's right. And this is very useful information. It means that if you want to construct a joke, then all you need to do is imagine an ethnic or social grouping. Let's go with Jewish people just for this example. And the next step is to think, what immediate associations do I make with the Jew? And bang, instantly you've got material to make comedy out of. And the comedy is guaranteed to be funny because it's true. And that's another one of the rules of comedy. It's funny because it's true. Therefore, if it's true, it's funny. And because the ideas about Jewish people came directly from your own brain, you know they're true. Because your brain is a truth repository. And finally, tip number 4, avoid irony. Now, what is irony? As far as I can tell, irony is saying something that you don't believe in a manner that suggests you do believe it. Which, to put it another way, is just wasting everybody's time. You can't... What is the point of deliberately confusing people by not saying exactly what you mean? That's not funny at all. It's just leading someone on, promising them one thing, and then giving them something else. Oh, like your mum.